What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Everyone between Hooker here, and today's February 5th, 2021, and we have another answers from the devs, which they never answer the questions we actually want to hear about. But yeah, let's just get into it. Aviation, will Germany be getting its own variation of the Phantom? And of course, yes is the answer. They plan on adding the German F4 this year, which is complete bullshit. I mean, yes, I get it. I get it. A lot of nations have the F4, even Germany. But what you notice, in order to like just be a dick to the players, they're gonna give them a better variation than the American F4. Now I understand that the British F4 has a Rolls-Royce engines in it, so it's a little bit faster. But why is Japan's F4 better than the American's F4? Realistically, why is anyone's F4 better than the American's F4? You know why? Because America pays the fucking bills and keeps the lights on for War Thunder. We put the most amount of money into War Thunder than any other country. What, you think Russians are with their $176 they make a week are paying for the bills in War Thunder? No. Okay. Can we expect to see the Sea Harrier, the Royal Marine aircraft? Um, they say so far we can only say that the Sea Harriers are in our plans. So yes, yes, when War Thunder is, running low on funds, they're definitely gonna put a variation, a special one out, so the players buy it. Will we see the swept swing wing aircraft in War Thunder soon? Yes is the answer. Hey, that's all. That's what we wanted to hear. That's an actual question we care about. That's an actual question that we actually care about because that means we're gonna be getting the F-14, bro, and whatever else. I play America. I don't really care about other nations unless I'm fucking getting killed by that plane. Then I have to figure out something. All right. Currently, post-war British jets are still using World War II era bombs. Are these planes revamped loadouts for post-war bombs? We have quite a few reports about variation historical inaccuracies. We are aware of this flaw and will definitely fix it on the first come, first served basis. So essentially, what they're saying is that rather than fixing the historical inaccuracies, they're gonna create new plane models to shove in between the lineups to make the grind a lot harder to piss you off because this is not about improving the game. I played this game for 8 years, almost every fucking day for 8 years, and I've spent over $800 on this game. I still love the game. It's a great game. By far one of the best airplane flying games I've ever played in my life. I truly love War Thunder. Um, tremendously, but at this point, it's just turned into a money grab. I understand. I understand it takes a lot of time, money, and effort to make this game, but when it's just so blatant, you literally say here, there are a few reports about historical inaccuracy. I thought War Thunder and Gaijin held themselves to a higher standard of being historically accurate, right? Right? Um, so that's all that tells me. It's we're gonna make flight models that are just slight variations of other planes in order to increase the grind, so you pay more money. Do you plan to? Here's the next question. Do you plan to add vapor clouds for modern aircraft when pulling high Gs? Their answer is, if you mean the effect is already implemented in the game when approaching the sound barrier, but we plan to improve its visually and add this effect also when maneuvering under certain conditions. Okay, so it's like little those little vapor waves that come off the tip of the engines. I might post a video here showing you, but I don't plan on putting too much effort into this video. In the sense of like, adding videos and shit, because then that just takes too much time. Ground forces. Are there any plans for more multi-purpose ammunition like PILA, PELE, or FAPDAS, FAPDS, for example? Their answer is there are no concrete plans. The question requires some study, but we think such ammunition can be useful in the game. Uh-huh. Okay. So they're focusing right now on probably airplanes. Right now, it seems like they've been focusing a lot on airplanes. I remember there was like 20,000 people on when what did they just release? I forgot what they just released, but they released something and there was like 20,000 people playing. It was good. It was good. Their next question is: can we expect to see the modern MBT for Japan in the incoming updates to make Japan more competitive? Their answer is: the Japanese Type 90 tanks are quite effective at their RB or the BR. The recent BR change may affect them and efficiency may decrease. Okay, why would efficiency decrease? But but here we have an opportunity to raise the rate of fire. According to some sources, it may be higher than now. As for brand new tanks, we don't have many options for modern MBTs for Japan. In fact, only the Type 10 remains, which is even more of a mystery compared to the other MBTs. Although we think with time it will appear in the game, although its defense characteristics will most likely be assumed. Okay, so they're just gonna make up a fucking vehicle. Got it. But I like that they're, you know, at least they're doing some fucking history work now. It just, it sounds like they're actually doing some work. This is the first comment I read that it sounds like they're actually working. Um, Currently, the commander view on modern tanks still reflects the binocular view of World War II era tanks. It is possible we have more realistic sights in the future for modern tanks with commander cameras. We are working in this direction. This result will be reported separately in the dev logs. Okay, so we'll get that in an update. I can dig that. I can dig that. Okay. Everyone's favorite naval forces. The question is, with the split between Blue Water Fleet and coastal forces, is it possible we could see some nation receive an example of one tree but not the other tree? For example, where examples of smaller boats are harder to find, or the opposite, where one navy does not have lots of examples of larger warships. I have no idea what the fuck that just. Anyways, this is their answer. We think it is possible for. Yeah, but first we will try to add to the game fleet of those nations which have both fleet research trees. Okay, so they're gonna go for the more developed nations like America, Britain, Germany, Japan. Got it. Um, let's see what else. Next question: is it possible we could see naval slash ship arcade assault mode similar to tank and aircraft? This mode is particularly useful for stock vehicles and helpful for obtaining early modules. Their answer is, we haven't made any such plans yet, but we will think about it. So we're focused. So realistically, what we're saying is we are not making money off the naval fleets because no one plays ships, and we're gonna spend our time doing other shit. Now, the question that everyone wants to know: where the fuck are the submarines, and when the fuck are we getting aircraft carrier? And that's literally it. Aircraft carrier and submarines. If you guys really cared about or naval forces, you would be like, hey, you already have the structure for the submarines. We literally did that on April Fools. Why don't you have submarines? Come on now. I think it would add a whole new dynamic to the game, like a whole new variation. Basically, they're not making any money off naval forces. That's why they're not touching it. Before I even read the helicopters, if it doesn't say anything about the KA, that fucking Russian bastard helicopter that shoots me from 10 fucking miles away every time I'm on my fucking helipad, I swear to God, if this doesn't say anything about that fucking KA 50, ugh, let's see. First question: are there any plans to fix the KA? No. Oh, implement buddy lasering to helicopters with laser guidance where a teammate can designate and lock onto a target compatible teammate. I'm before I even read the answer, I bet it says no. Because we want to make the game as hard as possible for you. We don't want the system we don't want you to work that well together where you're getting that many points. Except we want Russia to have a fucking K. All right, there's a reply. There are such thoughts, especially since technically it is quite simple to implement, but we need to think about the implementations and the meta. See, I told you! I fucking told you! We need to think about implementation and the meta. They're saying we need to figure out how to make the grind still fucking hard for you in order for you to buy that fucking weird ass Russian helicopter that fucking kills you from 10 miles away. That's all that says, where it says implementations into the meta, right? Okay. All right, next question. Do you plan to add any helicopter for squadron vehicles? Their answer is not in the coming update for the squadron vehicles. I have nothing to say on that. Whatever. Next question. Some helicopters like the Lynx, Huey family, and the Scout could have a door gunner on either side of the helicopter with a high caliber machine gun or a Gatling gun. Is it possible we could ever see the configuration in the game with player controlled and AI gunner the same way bombers have them? Now, what the reply is, not excluded, especially since there's were many variations with guns in such units. For example, the French use up to MG 120. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's actually a great idea. That's actually a great reply. I'll take that. Cool. All right, now we got to the mystic section, the miscellaneous section of the questions and answers. It says, will it be possible to reorder crews, as in drag or slide existing crews left or right in the lineup for better rearrangement? Their answers, before I hear it, of course, they're not. But there's a lot of technical features that pay for doing it such quickly. Yeah, yeah, it's a big pain in the butt. That's completely not worth their time. The system they have now works. Let's just leave it at that, okay? I would rather them spend their time fucking us up, fucking us more by making more grindy models, than fucking doing that. Next, will it be possible to select a specific shell in each belt in the aircraft protection analyzer system? Right now, you can only specifically fire the highest shell of any belt and not picking specific examples. Their reply is yes, such functionality for armor analysis in the plant are in the plans, as well as adding aviation threats to the armor analysis of the ground vehicles. Okay, whatever. The next question is, do you plan to continue remodeling obsolete aircraft models? For example, A6M series, which clearly shows polygons on the hood, for example. In addition, such work will allow you to add new models A6M8, Model 54, and 0A6M7. The reply is yes, it is planned. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Next question is, although aviation has a guided missile tag display, will we see warning systems similar to top helicopter ones? There are vehicles in the game which were equipped with such F4 Phantom with AN APR 26 warning systems, for example. The reply is top helicopter top helicopter system detecting missile launches in the optional spectrum by the flare of the starting engine's ANAPR-26 is a station for detecting the fact of the SAM launch are quite specific samples. For countering aviation missiles, such stations may be useless, but those radar stations that can give information to pilots about the change of operation modes of the enemy fighters on board radar and distinguish between search, track, and, for example, illumination mode will certainly appear in the game. So pretty much they're saying bitching Betty is going to be in the game. So when you're like pull up, missile, missile, missile on your six, or yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking that's saying. Because, yeah, why would, missile system? Yeah. Tell me if there's a missile on my ass. That's essentially what that's saying. All right. Last question. It's been a long time since there was any news about World War mode. Are there any works being done on it, and when we should expect the start of a new season? The work is ongoing. The mode will regularly receive new seasons with new features and content, so keep your eyes out for announcements. The Warthunder team. All right, guys. So that's pretty much all the questions and answers. What I've not seen is, will the B-29 get a nuke? Give the B-29 a nuke that it can have, and then have like a brand new game mode. Have it where there's one AI controlled B-29 on both sides, or one SAR bomb on the other fucking whatever the Russians have, the copy that they copied us from the B-29, and then have player controlled aircraft protecting this one aircraft. And if the aircraft makes it to the target, it drops its bomb and the match is over. Like this guy, it drops a fucking nuke. That would be fun. That would be dynamic. That would be different. How hard is that? Come on now. Or even just give American pilots and the Russians the fucking nuke. Charge us $100,000 to drop one nuke. Okay? It'll make it a huge deterrent for anyone. We all know the Warthunder grind's a pain in the ass. Come on now. Come on now. Just make it like retardedly expensive where you really, really, really want to kill the enemy team in order, because we all know if you fly a B-29, your ass is getting shot down in 2 seconds. I mean, the way the game is set up right now with the fucking jets, they kill us in 2 seconds. A giant fucking silver plane floating in there, and the repair cost is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. There was a golden age for bombers where we could take a B-17 and fly to the other side of the map, drop a few bombs, and make it back to base. And the plane was shot to hell, missing a tail there, fucking whatever. Like they were known for. You guys have completely destroyed bombers. Bombers, like I love to fly bombers. It's the most fun shit to me, and you guys have completely destroyed that. For the naval forces, where's our fucking carriers? Where's our fucking submarines? For the helicopters, get rid of that fucking K-20 or fucking do something about that shit. Like, I don't know. Figure it out. It's your fucking game, but you're making it a fucking pain in the ass that no one even wants to play the helicopters. I have the $50 I have the most expensive vehicles in every single category in this fucking game. And you guys are not addressing the real fucking issues. All the game modes are the same. It's been 8 fucking years, guys. No one cares about fucking World War mode. Who the fuck cares? You know what a real World War mode would be? Where you could have jets, ships, tanks, helicopters all in one match. Tell me, come on. I know you guys can do that. I want to see player control. I see that in the custom games. You can definitely do that. I want to see ships out in the ocean firing their fucking great cannons at land, hitting fucking our tanks that are like the fucking trailer. What you promised us 8 years ago. I fucking want to see that. Yeah, and this is why they don't make me part of the partnership program. I've applied a lot, and they just don't want anything to do with me. So, you know what? I'm just going to tell it how it is. This is Hooker signing out. Please like, share, and subscribe.